Alright, I'm sure everybody in here has seen at least one professional or college or even high school sporting game, whether it's baseball or football or basketball or anything. And it seems like the higher you go up in levels, just the better the players are, the bigger, the faster, the stronger they are, and you kind of get to wondering, how do they get to be like this? Most people aren't born like that. And it was kind of shocking for me to find out that a lot of these players, way more than I originally thought, are actually taking steroids. What's going on is most high school players that want to play in college think they have a problem with their size or their strength or just something of that nature. So some of them will go and start juicing. And collegiate players, the same thing happens. And what started happening is in the pros, people started getting caught a lot, especially in baseball. In a survey in 2005 done by USA Today of 568 professional baseball players, 79% of them said that the recent record-breaking things that happened in the major leagues, like Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa both breaking the home run record, leading up to Barry Bonds and all the home run records being broken, were directly related to steroids. And this isn't just going on in that sport, it's going on in a lot of other sports too. My personally favorite player, Brian Cushing, he was a linebacker at USC, plays football. He's suspended this entire year from the NFL because he got caught with steroids. And it's not just like that. According to another USA Today survey, professional players think that 20% of all NCAA college football players are taking steroids. And I can say just from playing here at a junior college that it's probably a lot higher than that. Maybe 20% get noticed, but it's probably a lot higher than that. And just so, aside from the reasons they're trying to be the best they can be, why do people take steroids and where do they get them from? Really, it is not hard to get steroids. When I was doing research on this project, I got more websites asking if I wanted to buy steroids than actually websites talking about them. Like, seriously, for cheap too, and they would deliver to your door. All you needed was a credit card. Like, so you don't need to have a drug dealer, you don't need to go to Mexico or anything like that. These things are really easy to find. In fact, In fact, you used to be able to buy some at like GNC or Max Muscle, like these, Tren and Mass. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of these. Yeah, they were basically legal steroids. They did all the same things to your body that a steroid would do. They're the same thing, but for some reason they weren't banned by the FDA until January. So a lot of college players and a lot of high school players started taking these because they were so easy to get, they were affordable, and you know, there was no downside to them, they thought, but really they're the exact same thing as steroids. And then, why do people keep taking steroids one more time? Nobody gets punished. Like, really, the punishments are so lax for everybody. If you're in the NFL and you get caught taking steroids, you're suspended, in some cases for a few games, and in some cases for a year, and you're fined tens of thousands of dollars. When you're on $1 million contract and you basically got that because of steroids, that is not enough to make you stop. Like, I know there's going to be a few people that get caught a few times and keep just doing it because, you know, why stop? Jose Canseco in his book Juice actually said that, unlike the other statistics, he said that almost every single player in the major leagues for baseball was taking steroids. He said the only person that he knew for sure never took it was Derek Jeter. So that leaves a lot of other people that are very, you know, very obvious that they could have taken it. And then going down to why people will take them even more is in colleges, in the NCAA you get drug tested, but really it's not like you're getting drug tested all the time, it's mandatory, they're totally random. Some people might be there and get drug tested once in 4 years, twice in 4 years. But I know some of my friends have personally been to four-year colleges for 3 years, graduated, and never even took a drug test. So you can get away with a lot. And in high school and junior college, that's where most people start taking steroids in the first place, and there's no testing at all for anything. So you can pretty much get away with it your entire life if you really want to, if you're playing a sport. And there's not going to be much penalties for you, so it's a safe bet to make. But all these people are really hurting themselves, and just with how easy it is to get steroids and the benefits, yeah, that's why it's been kind of like a trend over the past 20 years now. Just people have been continuously taking it more and more and more, and that's why more people are getting suspended out of the NFL and the major leagues, and records are ceasing to stay, because with more people juicing, more records are going to be broken. And it's going to continue like this unless the NCAA and professional sports start making changes, because the rules are way, way too lenient. If you get caught in the NCAA for taking steroids, you won't even lose your scholarship. You're going to be back on the field pretty quickly. And in professional sports, you take away something that's not even 1/100th of their salary, I mean, I wouldn't stop personally. So what's going to make them stop? And unless rules are changed, it's going to continue like this, and then they might as well legalize them, because they're pretty much just letting them go right now. So unless somebody does something about it, then steroid era is never really going to end. That's it.
All right, Daryl, what did you think?
You had a good attention grabber. Your topic was very easy to identify. You had sources for your statistics. You kept good eye contact. You gave information on why people take steroids and why people keep doing it. But I recommend that you add in like the effects of taking steroids. That's what kind of stuff I was thinking about.
Well, that's not a bad suggestion. You've got an okay reference in the attention device for the subject. We know pretty clearly what the topic's going to be. You need to have a sharper thesis statement, because I don't know where you're going with the speech, and it ends up being almost persuasive in nature at the end, suggesting that we need some kind of stricter penalties, or there's some problem with the way it's enforced now. There's not really a setup of what the contents of the speech are going to be. We know what the topic is, but how you're going to talk about that subject is not really explained. And organizationally, I think that that's problematic during the presentation, because sometimes it just seems like you're wandering from one idea or incident to another. Now, I did think that you made some separation between ideas while you were talking about them. There was some okay transition language, but I'm not sure that the information was put together in a coherent organizational structure. I did think early on that you were doing a good job on citation of information, although you got the one piece of information wrong that immediately raised my suspicion about how accurate you are. Brian Cushing was suspended for 4 games. He played this last weekend, so we keep track of Cushing at our house. All right, the visual materials, they're pretty simple. All you have are 2 images. One you're using for attention device, one you use as a transition point. Neither of them add anything to our understanding of the subject. They just kind of remind us of the topic or move us from one idea to the next. I did think that you had a natural delivery style. You're talking to us for the most part directly, which is good. That's really effective. I like the way you got some personal observation and experience in also. I think that adds some credibility to what you're talking about too. All right. Good deal. Thank you.